to preface this by saying I've been playing with this mic for the last hour and a half or so, trying to figure out the audio for it, and we don't even know if she's doing it right. If, like, while I'm editing this, I see that it's still doing that weird effect, I'll just return it and get a new one. So this will be the last video that it'll sound like this if it does sound a little wonky. So, hi friends. I'm sitting here at my desk and I was thinking for a bit, and I figured I'd ask you guys the same question I tend to ask myself. Take a second and ask yourself this question. How often do you find yourself doing things that you know you don't want to do just because someone else asked you? And not like basic favors for like loved ones, because you should be helping where you can when you can, but like time consuming, energy dependent activities like going out to a bar or a party because a friend invited you out, watching a movie or an entire series because your friend or an acquaintance or someone at work was talking about it, so you want to be part of the conversation too, looking up some trending scandal and ending up in an endless scroll on social media that ate up 3 hours of your day, like that kind of thing. I feel and have experienced that oftentimes we do and agree to things just for the sake of other people or for the possible positive reception we can get from other people. When if we took a second and pause, we'd probably realize these aren't things that we're actually interested in doing. And I feel that if we were to look at all of these actions as a whole, we'd realize that we're putting a lot of energy and time into actions for others when we wouldn't and haven't committed that same time and energy to ourselves. So as a generally reformed people pleaser, this was a massive battle that I struggled with for years, like since I was a child. I didn't know how to not agree to these things for people because I wanted to make sure they were happy. I wanted to avoid conflict. But when I looked a little deeper, it's because I wanted to make sure I was accepted. But as I got older, I became more aware of all the things that I was doing, and I didn't want to do all of them. And once I realized that I was so tired of doing things that I just did not want to do. So then I would start saying no. But then I would say no, and people were shocked, confused, because I had been agreeing to them for so long. Then I had to deal with this guilt because I was facing all this backlash because people were calling me selfish and I'm switching up and blah, blah, blah. When really all I was doing was learning how to prioritize my own wants and needs for a change. I'm not going to stay here and say that that transition was easy, because it wasn't, but it is so necessary when you realize that we only have one life to live and you should ultimately be living it for you. So there were a few things that I did to help me through this transition. The first one being becoming comfortable saying no. And I was lucky because I grew up with a pro of saying no, and that is my mother. My mom says no before she even knows what she's saying no to. Like, it's like one of her favorite words. She just likes people to know that she knows that she can say no if she wants to. Me and my sister make fun of her a lot for it, but it really showed me a lot because there's no shame in saying no to something. And that's not saying you should walk through this world and not do anything for anyone, but it's okay if you choose to say no because you know that you're not in the right space to say yes, or you don't have the capacity or the tools to say yes to something. And on top of that, once you practice saying no, you become comfortable saying no, and people are aware that you're not afraid to say no, your yeses hold a lot more weight because everyone, including you, now knows that you wouldn't be saying yes unless you meant it. Learning how to say no and say it well and say it easily and effortlessly truly changed my life. And it's funny because like my friends and family, they know me enough to know that I'm not one to be pushed or swayed by peer pressure. Like if I don't want to do something, the chances of me being swayed by you asking a little more aggressively or asking more than once is slim to none. Like I know my limits. I know how to gauge my energy levels. I know how to gauge when I have the capacity to show up for someone the way that they need to be showed up for. I've gotten to a point where I can literally feel within my body how much energy I have to give. And you get there by just learning more about yourself and getting in tune with who you are, what you like, what you need to replenish yourself. And once you get there, it won't feel like you're dismissing someone or ignoring someone, or you're saying it because you don't want to show up for them. You're saying no because you have to show up for yourself first so that you can be your best self and show up for them the way that they deserve to be showed up for. So saying no isn't a bad thing, but get comfortable saying no, okay? The next thing is to start stripping away all the external influences and really bring the focus back on to things that you generally enjoy doing, even if it's not what those around you like to do. So if you're sitting here and you're like, I don't even know what I like I don't even know what my interests are, start by asking yourself a few questions. If you knew no one had anything to ask of you, you had no responsibilities to do right now, there's no one or nothing around to make you feel judged, what would you want to do with your free time? What type of show would you want to watch? Type of book would you want to read? Would you want to work out? Maybe try yoga. Would you want to try your hand at drawing? Maybe sketching some buildings? Would you want to try out different makeup looks? Maybe try styling some outfits? I don't know. But what do you like to do solely for you, not considering anything or anyone else? Once you can pinpoint the things that you genuinely enjoy doing, you can then ask yourself, when was the last time I set aside some time to actually do them? And if you realize it hasn't been in a while, you can change that. The next thing that you can do is to learn to check in with your energy levels and honor them. Constantly agreeing to things that you do not have the actual capacity to show up for will leave you feeling burnt out and completely frustrated with yourself and with those around you. Because now not only are you drained, you feel guilty because you feel like you're not showing up for someone. But the reality is you're not even showing up for yourself because you're not honoring where you actually are. And if you took a step back, you would realize that you can avoid burnout can be avoided. Feeling frustrated because you feel like you don't have time for anything else because you've been helping so many people, you're kind of feeling out of control with your time and your energy, that can all be avoided by only agreeing to things when you actually have the energy for them. And now that I think about it, this can even be expanded on to like better describe today. So like ask yourself this question: how often do you pick up a new hobby or a habit just because you saw someone on social media do it and they looked cool? I feel like this is so common, especially because of TikTok. I don't know, we see someone doing something and it's so easy to see through the comments, the likes, the views, how well it's perceived. And so a part of you thinks, if they're being perceived so well doing this, then so can I. And that plays a factor in why you pick up these habits that you've seen on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, wherever the case may be. But you're doing things that don't actually align with the type of person that you are, don't align with the energy levels that you have, and don't align with your current lifestyle. When instead, if you feel inspired by someone's habits or things that you see in social media, you should be trying them because you generally feel called to it, because you can see how implementing that into your lifestyle can ultimately bring you to joy and like your own versions of success. This is just something that I've been like reflecting on and journaling about in terms of like my progress and how far I've come from being unable to say no to saying it so easily now. So I just wanted to share that with you in case it resonates with someone else and in case it helps someone gain a little bit more confidence and feel a little bit more comfortable saying no. So yeah.
Good morning. It's a new year, babies. So I'm getting ready. Well, I'm outside right now and I'm walking to the library because this year I told myself I really wanted to open up a library card. As you guys know, like I read a lot. I feel like I'm not making the most of the access that I have to so many books just even around me. So I'm gonna go open up a library card so I can start using the Libby app and reading books from there too. So I'm excited. So I just came from the first library and I did get my library card, but I wanted to like look through some books and I forgot that the one I went to is more of a research center or like more research center focused. So I'm walking to another one. I made it back home, but wait, look at my hoodie. You guys know what 44 is? Lewis Hamilton, baby. But yeah, I made it back home and I'm about to set up my Libby app because I just need to, I'm so excited to like dive into that and see what books they have on there and actually start putting together my TBR for the new year. And specifically my TBR for January. I want to like break it down month by month this time. And y'all, I was so close to hitting 100 books this year. Last year. I made it to 99. 99. I don't want to talk about it. But this year, we're hitting 100. We're hitting 100. So I'm already reading a book right now that I started. So hopefully I can finish that next couple days. And I'm not going to try to force it. Like I didn't try to force it last year at all. I was enjoying what I was reading. And when I read something and I'm enjoying it, I have to finish it immediately because I want to know how it ends. And that's just what happened. And so I'm going to keep reading books that I love, keep reading books that are recommended to me by my book girlies because they get me, know what I want to read, and also expand what I read as well. So there's actually this book I really want to read. It's called The Art of Being Disliked or Becoming Comfortable with Being Disliked, or I can't remember what it's called right now, but I'll put it right here for you guys. But definitely want to read that this year. I've been seeing a lot of like great reviews from people I know too. So definitely want to read that. But yeah, I'm going to go on the Libby app and explore that, which I'm excited about. I'm eating a little snacky right now. Snack of the moment, baby carrots and roasted red pepper hummus. I'm not usually a hummus girly, but my mom, she like loves hummus and she always eats it with cucumbers and I always thought it was gross. But then I was like, I want to be healthier with my snacks this year. So I started trying it last year and turns out I love it. It's delicious. So my mom knew what she was talking about as she usually does. So eating my snackies, I'm rewatching Emily in Paris, having that play in the background. And really I'm watching it for Alfie. If you know, you know. Because Emily's very annoying. I'm not watching for Emily at all. We're watching for Alfie. So I'm gonna get back to him, eat my carrots, and start downloading books on Libby. Yay. Lately I've been getting up on a new woman like every week. Things gonna switch up real soon. So distracted from what's right for me. Please, no vision wait to go help my friend move. She doesn't really have much family here, so I figured why not help her. I have my mom's car. Mommy let me take her car to help her move. We put all the seats down in the back, so we have plenty of space, hopefully, to get all her things from one place to the next safely. And I'm bringing you guys with me today. Hopefully it's not too much stuff. She said she doesn't have a lot of stuff, but I don't know. We always say that, and then we get there and it's like boxes upon boxes, so we shall see. But I'm excited to see her, so it should be fun. Okay, let's go. Our progress so far. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to fit the mattress with the boxes, but we are. We figured it out. She'll show you. It's like in the room they were in. The AC's there and there's another big box. Oh yeah, I'll tell them.